Okay, hello, I'm Echo, I use they them pronouns, and I'm one of the co-founders of Stitched Cosplay, yay! And this is my introductory video, just to get to know a little bit about me. So I had the brilliant, if last minute idea of having the first video on the channel be posted on Halloween so that the official channel birthday can be Halloween. However, my co-creator and best friend cannot be like the voice of God asking me questions, which was the idea that I had. However, I did ask her to just like come up with some random little questions that would fit for this introductory video thing, so that way she can still be here in spirit, if not voice of God. So, what got me into cosplay? To be entirely honest with you, I don't remember. I know I got into anime when I was about 13 years old, and there must have been something that introduced me to the idea of cosplay through that, and I just went, you can dress up as a character at any time and it doesn't have to be Halloween. I love it. Is just knowing me pretty much what I'm certain my thought process was. I had been cosplaying, I want to say, since about like, oh, memory just occurred to me, so it might be different. Huh. How old was I when I went to my first convention? I thought I was 15, but thinking about some other things, no, that might have been a different year. I'm sorry. My memory is not phenomenal. I want to say about like 14 or 15 is when I started doing cosplay, and it wasn't great, but I had a lot of fun, which is what you need from cosplay. And only since like 2019, I think, I was starting to take it a little bit more seriously, because I saw all of these cosplay groups doing some amazing things, and I'm like, but that's what I always wanted to do. So started taking it more seriously in the past couple of years or so. Favorite cosplay experience? I went to a convention with a friend of mine dressed up as Mal and Evie from Descendants, from Disney's Descendants, and that is probably my most recent favorite cosplay experience, was all of the little kids just being like, it's Mal and Evie! So it was absolutely worth the trip to make, to do that with a friend, and to just have all of these little kids just get so excited. It was just, and there was this one little kid that came up to me and said, you're my favorite character, and I was just like, I'm soft. So that's one of my more favorite recent ones. I have others, but I decided to go with most recent. What is my current favorite cosplay? Riley, why would you do that to me? I don't know. I'm not good at picking favorites. I did a little crack cosplay. I don't know if the kids still use that term, but just silliness, absolutely nothing to it except to be silly. I did a crack cosplay of Izuku Midoriya Deku from My Hero Academia as a princess, which just sort of spawned in a Discord call. I had a little bit too much fun with that one. I have a little bit too much fun as Circus Baby from Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. I really enjoy that one, and I hope to make that better. I would have to say it's kind of a toss-up between those two, because I have a lot of fun in Deku and Circus Baby. Very different personalities. Easiest character to cosplay? Probably Marinette de Panchang from Miraculous Ladybug, because I don't have to worry about trying to do masculine makeup, I don't have to wear a binder, the makeup is relatively simple. This wig is a little bit fussy, hello. It's a closet cosplay. A lot of mine are closet cosplay, I will say that. I actually quite enjoy doing closet cosplay. I think it's a lot more fun and comfortable than wearing proper like character costume, but that's just me. Like, hardest character to cosplay? Probably Circus Baby, because that requires face paint that I'm not very good at. I do not have the steadiest hands in the world. I have twitchies. I have little motor tics. And that requires some fine detail that's a little difficult, because you have to like draw straight lines, and I never do anything straight. But also, so much fun. I have so much fun as Circus Baby. It's almost a problem. What is the biggest costume or wig challenge you have faced so far? I feel like Riley has asked me that because she knows what the answer is. So recently I have joined a tag on TikTok. I almost said Tumblr. You can tell I'm old. I have joined a tag on TikTok called BNHA United, and it is for My Hero Academia fans making up their own characters, and it looked like a lot of fun. I'm not selling the tag very well, but just it's you make up My Hero Academia OCs and act it out in the relative plot that was given. But it's a lot of fun. There's been a lot of like great characters made from it. So I wanted a character with multicolored hair, and that wasn't necessarily something I was going to find, so I decided to make it myself, which required me learning how to take wefts out of a wig, sew wefts into a wig without compromising the integrity of said wig, heat styling, which needs to be redone, and just, it took a lot. It took me a very long time, and I will show you. It is up in a plait right now, just for the sake of keeping it from tangling, but you can see a couple, like, there's a lot of, it doesn't look like it right now because it's in a plait, it's in a braid, but there was a lot of me replacing it with, so the base color is teal, and then I put in dark blue and light blue wefts, and it was a process. That was rude. It was a process that I don't ever want to do again to that degree. If I need to sew in like a couple of wefts, it's fine. If I have to do this again, I might cry and never stop, because that was insanity. Fun random fact about me. So, specifically fun, not just a random fact about me. Okay. I am left-handed, but I also technically have mixed dominance, so that makes it a lot easier for me to put makeup on because I don't have to like cross over if I don't want to. I can just switch hands. So, I guess fun random fact about me. Hey. Favorite food. Again, I'm not good at picking favorites in things, but I really love custard. Like, put custard in something where like the flavor makes sense. Don't just like put it into like chicken or something, that'd be gross. But yeah, put custard into something and I'm probably going to be very happy. Like custard buns, donuts, creme brulee. I like custard. So that means I am one of those freaks that likes eggnog. Something that brings me immense happies. My dog. I love my dog dearly.
My best friend brings me immense happies.
Which she knows that. She knows. Like getting to see my friends. I have friends like all over the world. And there's some that I haven't met in person yet, but someday I hope that I will, and that will give me immense happies. But getting to spend time with my friends in like any capacity makes me really happy because I don't really get to see them. Even before the panini, it was very difficult because I also have chronic joint pain, so I am technically disabled. So traveling is a little bit difficult. But yeah, just getting to spend time with my friends. And that actually kind of leads into what I'm hoping to achieve in Stitched Cosplay, which is another one of Riley's questions. And that is find ways to have fun with people even if you can't be in the same room with them. The concept of Stitched Cosplay came about because, you know, Riley and I had always wanted to do cosplay groups, even just like as a one-off sort of thing. But we always had all of these ideas that were really difficult because like, oh, well, you know, we can't get everyone together in the same room. But during the pandemic, I was just sort of thinking about how we have all this technology now where you can find ways to create with people, even if you're not in the same room with them. And if you just use the technology and a little bit of like ingenuity and creativity, you can still do things together even if you're not physically together. So that's sort of where the name comes from, is even, you know, I was actually I was thinking of Lilo and Stitch, of Lost and Pulled Together, and that made me think of like, oh, you know, stitch it together, so cross stitch, like across places you cross stitch. That's where my brain was. That's where the name came from. So that's why the name is what it is to sort of imply that even if you're across great distances, you can still come together and make things together with your friends. I missed a question. What's the cosplay that came together immensely better than you expected? Deku. I always had a lot of trouble doing male cosplays, and Deku came out okay. Not great. Still needs a lot of work, but it was like, my bar with my cosplay is like, well, kind of sucks, but it'll do, and I can have fun in it. Low standard, so if I can trip over that bar, like, I'm good. So yeah, that should be my introductory video. Thank you for watching, and I do hope that we're able to get some actual cosplay content to you soon. Riley and I are both adults, and she works a lot. I have the chronic pain, but we do have some ideas. We're gonna just try to start off nice and gentle with like little skits, maybe you know, those like text post reenactments of like, oh, you know, incorrect BNHA quotes or something like that, and just sort of recreating those. So there's probably going to be a lot of like scripted skits and cosplay music videos for the structure of this channel, but I do hope that you like what we put out once we're able to do so, and yeah, that's all. We're going to need to find some kind of like fun sign off catchphrase so that it doesn't always feel really awkward to sign off, so put that on the list, Riley. That should go on the list of things to do. Anyway,